Subanen Tribe History, Culture, and Tradition. Subanen Tribes in Zamboanga Peninsula. Subanen. The Philippines is composed of different tribes and distinct groups in way of life. One of the ethnic tribes in the Philippines is the Subanen. The term Subanen is given to a group of tribes that inhabit in the island of Mindanao, particularly in Zamboanga Peninsula. It's a group of Lumad or non-Muslim indigenous cultural community. The word Subanen is derived from the Visayan word Suba, meaning river, since most of the settlements can be found near in the rivers or mountain streams. The Subanen is the largest among indigenous tribes in the Zamboanga del Norte, where they live in the entire land of Siayan, Pasadalman, Manukan, Katipunan, Sindangan, Leon Bipligo, Serious Osmeña, Mutya, and other municipalities of the province. Here is the Subanen cultures been seen on the picture. History of the Subanen tribe. Before the arrival of Muslim Christian missionary, the Subanen occupied the entire Zamboanga Peninsula, sharing it with the Negrito, who since then have disappeared from the whole region. It is believed that the earliest trader who came in contact with Subanen group were the Arabs. The Arabs came first to trade, then to do missionary work, and finally to establish the political base. Their coming to the subsequent establishment of Muslim in southern Mindanao occurred from the 19th to the 15th centuries. In the later part in the period, the Sultanate of Sulu was established and its political dominance extended across the Zamboanga Peninsula. For some time, before the Spaniard came during the period of colonial rule, the Subanen had contact with the Usug and the Maranao. This relationship was not entirely commercial. To a large extent, it was one of domination by the powerful group over the weaker one, since the Muslims often invade Subanen territory for the purpose of capturing slaves and exacting tribute. The Muslims not only controlled coastal trade, but also extracted Jews or Thetis from the subjugated Subanen. Culture of Subanen. The tribe has no religion, although it is believed that they had only book at the one time. In marriage, the parents of the man look for a woman he will marry, and both set of parents set the wedding date that celebrate in the woman's house.
The Subanen people have a complex system of beliefs that are rooted in animism, which is a belief that everything in nature has a spirit or soul. Here are some of the key beliefs of the Subanen people. First, ancestral spirits. Subanen believe that the spirits of their ancestors continue to exist and can influence the lives of the living. They often perform rituals and ceremonies to honor their ancestors and ask for their blessings and guidance. Second, nature spirit. The Subanen believe that there are spirits that control the natural world, such as the forests, mountains, rivers, and animals. These spirits are often called diwatas or anitus. The Subanen believe that by respecting these spirits and taking care of the environment, they can live in harmony with nature. Third, spirit possession. Subanen believe that it is possible for spirits to possess people. This can be either a positive or negative experience, depending on the nature of the spirit and the intentions of the person. Fourth, healing practices. The Subanen have traditional healing practices that are based on the belief that sickness and disease are caused by spiritual imbalances. These practices often involve the use of herbal remedies, ritualistic bathing, and the guidance of a shaman or healer. Fifth, taboos. The Subanen have strict taboos or rules that govern their behavior in certain situations. These taboos are often related to the spiritual world and are intended to avoid offending spirits or bringing bad luck. Generally, the Subanen beliefs are deeply rooted in their connection to the natural world and their ancestors. They view themselves as caretakers of the environment and seek to maintain a harmonious relationship with the spirits that they believe govern their world. Subanen people have a rich cultural heritage that includes many traditions and practices that have been passed down from generation to generation. Here are some of the key traditions of the Subanen people. Magbabaya ritual. This is a ceremonial offering to the spirits of their ancestors, where they ask for blessings, protection, and guidance. The ritual is usually performed by a shaman or healer and involves offerings of food, drink, and other gifts, as well as music, dance, and prayer. Second, tabi weaving. The Subanen are known for their intricate and colorful weaving, particularly of a cloth called tabi. The tabi is used in rituals and ceremonies and is often passed down from generation to generation. Third, traditional music and dance. The Subanen have a rich tradition of music and dance, which often tells stories of their history and culture. Traditional music is played using instruments such as the kulintangan, which is a set of gongs, the agong, which is a large gong, and the tangungo, which is a small gong. Their dances are often performed during important events and celebrations. Fourth, oral storytelling. The Subanen have a strong tradition of oral storytelling, which is used to pass down their history, culture, and traditions from one generation to the next. Fifth, agriculture. Agriculture is a significant part of the Subanen way of life, and they have developed unique farming practices that are adapted to their environment. They also have a deep understanding of medicinal plants and herbs that are used for both food and healing. Generally, the Subanen traditions are deeply rooted in their connection to the natural world and their ancestral heritage. They value community, storytelling, and their relationship with the environment and strive to maintain these traditions in the face of modern challenges. The traditional clothing of the Subanen people is simple and practical and is often made from locally available materials. Here are some key features of Subanen clothing. First, gender-specific clothing. The Subanen have clothing that is specific to men and women. Men typically wear a sleeveless shirt, shorts, or pants, and a headband or hat. Women traditionally wear a long skirt, a blouse or shirt, and a headscarf or bandana. Second, bright colors. The Subanen clothing is often brightly colored with patterns and designs that are inspired by nature. The colors and designs of their clothing are also used to signify different social and cultural meanings. Third, use of natural fibers. The Subanen use natural fibers such as abaca, which is a type of banana fiber, cotton, and piña, which is pineapple fiber, to weave their clothing. These fibers are locally available and are woven into durable and breathable fabrics. Fourth, embroidery and beadwork. Subanen often add decorative embroidery and beadwork to their clothing, which is inspired by the natural environment and cultural symbols. The embroidery and beadwork are usually done in bright colors and add an extra layer of beauty and meaning to the clothing. Fifth, accessories. The Subanen also use accessories such as necklaces, bracelets, and earrings to enhance their traditional clothing. These accessories are often made from natural materials such as seeds, shells, and beads. Generally, the Subanen clothing is simple, practical, and reflects their close connection to the natural world. The bright colors, patterns, and designs of their clothing are also a reflections of their rich cultural heritage and traditions.
Subanen values. The Subanen believe that an ailing person's soul momentarily departs from the person's body. It is up to the valiant to recall the straying soul, reintegrate it with the ailing person so that the illness could end. Feeling this, the patient dies. The soul then becomes a spirit. Subanen livelihood. The Subanon meet their daily needs primarily through agriculture. Along the coastal area with agriculture cultivation using a carabao drone plow is the method of producing the staple rice. On rain-fed dry lands, the Subanon grow corn, coconuts, hemp, squash, eggplant, melons, bananas, papayas, pineapples, jackfruit, and lanzones. Based on their native methods of meteorology, the Subanon identify three distinct seasons within the agricultural cycle. Pindupi from June to December, characterized by winds blowing from the southwest. Mian from December to January, a time of winds and northeast monsoon rains, and Pimeres from March to April, the hot and dry season. Between the coast and the uplands, the Subanon practice both wet and dry agriculture. In the hilly uplands, kaingin farming is the most common of the cultivation. Shifting cultivation has 5 well-defined general stages: site selection, cutting, burning, cropping, and fallowing. Site selection usually starts after the harvesting of the crops of the previous year cropping season and continues until the end of rainy season, from August to December. During this period, the Subanon go into the forest to gather honey, rattan canes for weaving baskets, ornamental plants, sagu, buri, lumbia, or lumbay, which are palm types with a pith along the entire length that is a rich source of starchy flour, as well as several varieties of wild edible roots. As they roam the forest to gather this product, they also keep an eye out for the next within sight. The soil type, terrain, and the distance from the settlement are all important considerations for their choice. The Subanon supplement their income and food supply by hunting and trapping wild animals, gathering forest product, and fishing. This is not only to supplement their protein intake but also to protect their within farms from wildfowl, wild pigs, deer, and monkeys. Animals are captured with the use of a slip nose, a trapping cages. Animals are captured with the use of a slip nose.
Lonely, batini sa lumaya, yami halon gambata, tinura nami siba, sungag patatagal.
The Subanen language are a group of closely related to the Austronesian languages belonging to the Greater Central Philippine subgroup. Often described as a single language, they are considered by the linguists as a dialect cluster more than a monolithic language. What language do Subanen people speak? The name is derived from the word Suba or Suba, a word common in Sulu, Visayas, and Mindanao, which means river. The suffix nun or non, which indicates the locality or place of origin. What language is spoken in the Subanen tribe? Western Subanon, also known as Soycon Subanon or simply Subanon. It is spoken by 300,000 people as of 2018 in southern western part of the Zamboanga Peninsula region and Mindanao. What is the famous art of Subanen? The Diwata is a dance performed by Subanen women in the Zamboanga del Norte before they set out to work in the Sweden. In this dance, they supplicate the Diwata for a bountiful harvest. The farmers carry baskets laden with grains.
All members of the community come together in festivity and solemnity, displaying multiple expressions of their beliefs, aspirations, and traditions, embodied and unified in a spectacular system of rituals. Subanen is an indigenous ethnic group in southern Philippines whose traditional homeland is the Zamboanga Peninsula of western Mindanao. They are spread out in the provinces of Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, Zamboanga Sibugay, and in some municipalities of Misamis Occidental Province. The Subanen, whose name means people of the river, because they used to inhabit areas near the rivers, are traditionally Swidden farmers. While ethnically identified as one, the Subanen vary according to language, geography, and religion. Their rich culture can be seen through their traditional crafts, such as basketry, vernacular architecture, embroidery, mat weaving, and art forms such as music, dance, and oral literature. Some elements of Subanen traditional culture and way of life have changed or been lost over the course of time, but some also endure, such as the baklog, one of the grandest and most complex rituals among indigenous cultures of the Philippines. Unique to the Subanen, and the most important of their rituals and celebrations, the buklog is known for its magnitude and complexity, involving the whole community and numerous aspects of their traditional cultures, from animistic beliefs and native cosmology to crafts making and arts. Thus, the buklog has become a hallmark of their culture and a very significant marker of their identity. An ancient practice, reasons such as a bountiful harvest, recovery from sickness or calamity, or acknowledgement of a new leader. The most distinctive feature of the buklog is a tall structure with a high, flexible platform, which serves as a sacred and social space for rituals and community dance. Aside from being a sacred area, it also acts as a large musical instrument.
What are the values of Subanen tribe? The Subanen believe an ailing person's soul momentarily departs from the person's body. It is up to the Balian to recall the straying soul, reintegrate it with the ailing person so that illness could end.